So to our professor, Ma'am Nerissa Beatriz, to all my classmates, good day. So the topic assigned to us is to discuss the different behaviorism theories. So this is Ma'am Yoni B. Iranista, your discussant for today. So I will be discussing about the B.F. Skinner stimulus response theory or the operant conditioning. So the B.F. Skinner stimulus response theory or the operant conditioning is one of the behaviorism learning theory. So what is operant conditioning? So this is a method of learning that occurs through rewards and punishments for behavior. Through operant conditioning, an association is made between a behavior and a consequence for that behavior. So sa operant conditioning, we will talk about the giving of rewards and punishments for behavior. So sa anuman na ginawa or display na behavior ng isang tao o ng sino man, there is always a rewards and punishments. So, ano yung kahalagahan ng pagbibigay ng rewards and punishments for a certain behavior na nagawa ng isang tao. So, yan ay yung pag-uusapan natin about this theory. So, what is operant conditioning? So, operant conditioning was coined by behaviorist Boros Frederick Skinner, who believed that organism, while going about its everyday activities, is in the process of operating on the environment. So, di ba, lahat naman tayo ganon. We make exploring. We explore sa environment kung saan man tayo nakalagay o saan man tayo nilagay, di ba? Talagang nag-i-explore tayo sa mga bagay-bagay na nakikita natin sa ating paligid. So in the course of its activities, the organism encounters a special kind of stimulus called a reinforcing stimulus or simply a reinforcer. So this special stimulus has the effect of increasing the behavior occurring just before the reinforcer. So dito, we will know more about this stimulus or this reinforcing stimulus and the effect of this. So as we go on with our discussion. So this theory is we have this Skinner's box. So dito sa Skinner's box, 'di ba? This is an experiment. Experiment siya na may isang mouse na nilagay sa isang box. So, nung nilagay siya sa environment, ang mouse na ito nilagay sa environment na sa isang box. So, at first daw, yung mouse ay would have just wandered around in search for food. Siyempre, katagalan niyang nilagay dyan, mahuguton siya and would have accidentally pressed down on the lever while exploring. So, sa pag-explore niya sa kanyang environment, which is the box, so, accidentally ay na-press down niya ang lever. So, nung ma-press niya yon ay nagbigay yung sa kanya ng pagkain. So, dahil doon sa ginawa niya na searching siya for food dahil gutom na siya, and then nung aksidente niyang ma-press ang lever at nagbigay yung sa kanya ng pagkain. So, every time na magugutom siya, ay ganon ang ginagawa niya. Pero, sa experiment din, nung nag-press down pa rin siya ng lever at hindi na yung nagbigay sa kanya ng pagkain, ay hininto na rin ng mouse ang paggawa nun. So, sabi dito sa theory na ito, ang magandang example dito for yung mga workers na nagtatrabaho tapos hindi sila binigyan ng bayad. So, 'di ba kapag ikaw nagtatrabaho at hindi ka binigyan ng bayad, hindi ka binigyan ng sweldo, so hindi ka na gaganahan na magtrabaho. So, same with this mouse, ay nung later na nagpe-press down siya ng lever at hindi na yun nagbibigay sa kanya ng food, ay in-stop niya ang kanyang activity na ganon. So sabi, then it will know whenever it's hungry to press that lever because of that conditioning it went through. Pero nung nagbibigay pa sa kanya ng food, ay ganon ang ginagawa niya. Pero nung hindi na, ay hindi niya na yung ginagawa. So Skinner used the term operant to refer to any active behavior that operates upon the environment to generate consequences. So, these are the examples of operant conditioning. So, yung mga bata na completing homework to earn a reward from a parent or teacher O yung mga bata na gumagawa ng kanilang homework para makakuha ng reward galing sa parent o sa kanilang mga teacher. Then yung mga employees finishing projects to receive praise or promotions. So, then ang isang bata, a child who lost recess privileges because he took out of turn in class. So, yun yung mga example ng mga operant conditioning. So, mapapansin nyo dito sa dalawa, di ba, positive dito sa children completing homework to earn a reward. Then, yung sa mga employees na tinatapos na kailangan kanilang mga project para makatanggap ng praise and promotions. Pero itong sa last, 'di ba, minsan ginagawa natin ito na ang isang bata, 'di ba, minsan ay ikaw hindi ka muna late kang lalabas during recess dahil may ginawa kang hindi maganda before before ang recess ay halimbawa pinapaiwan natin yung isang bata, malate muna siya mag-take ng recess kasi mayroon siyang hindi magandang behavior na pinakita. So, dito makikita natin yung rewards and the punishment given. So, let's know about this more as we continue with our discussion. So, sa components, we have components of operant conditioning. So, the first one is the reinforcement. Ano ba ang reinforcement? So, this is a kind of stimulus that aims to increase the strength and behavior due to its consequence. So, ito yung kind ng stimulus para ma-increase or palagi niyang gawin yung isang gawain na ganon ay nagbibigay tayo ng reinforcement. So, another term for reinforcement is the reward. So, ang isa naman ay ang punishment. So, kung may reward, ang isang component pa ng operant conditioning is the punishment. Ano naman ang punishment? So, any event that causes a decrease in the behavior. So, kapag hindi alam natin, hindi maganda yung ginawa ng isang bata, ang ginagawa natin ay nagbibigay tayo ng punishment para mabawasan ang paggawa niya ng ganong bagay o kaya naman ay maalis na yun. Ay hindi niya na ulitin ang paggawa ng ganon. So, for the types of reinforcement, we have the positive reinforcements, or these are the favorable events that are presented after the behavior or the reward learning. And for the negative reinforcement, this is a response or behavior is strengthened by stopping, removing, or avoiding a negative outcome or aversive stimulus or the escape avoidance learning. So, dito sa dalawang reinforcement na to, sa positive reinforcement, ito yung binibigay natin kapag maganda ang nagawa or ang dinisplay na behavior ng isang tao. Then, for the negative reinforcement, binibigay natin ito kung hindi maganda ang kanyang ipinakitang behavior at yung isang behavior na yun na ginawa niya ay gusto nating ma-stop or mawala na or ma-avoid kasi hindi maganda ang naging outcome. For example, as a teacher sa loob ng classroom, 'di ba? Minsan may estudyante tayong mahilig makipag-away. So we give negative reinforcement para ma-stop o maalis yung ganong pag yung ginagawa niyang ganon para hindi magulo sa loob ng classroom, ma-exercise ni teacher ang kanyang uh, disciplinary action sa ginawa ng isang bata. So, ang pagbigay ng positive reinforcements at saka negative reinforcement ay may advantage and disadvantage. So, we have the examples of positive reinforcement. So, after executing the learning plan, the principal said, "Great job." So, hindi naman sa pagmamalaki, we have this kind of principal. Nagkaroon kami na ganitong principal na every time na may magandang nagagawa ang kanyang teachers, nagkatrabaho sila ng maayos, may accomplishment na nagawang maganda, lagi hindi niya nakakalimutan na magbigay ng praise sa isang teacher na ganon. So, ang pagbigay ng congratulations or great job, 'di ba? Napakagandang bagay din sa mga teachers na magtrabaho pa ng mas maganda sa mga susunod na bibigyan sila ng task na i-accomplish. Then, a student answered all the items correctly in the unit test. So, the teacher said, "You are exempted in the periodic test." So, tayo teachers, minsan ginagawa din natin ito, 'di ba? Halimbawa, ang isang estudyante ay madami or mostly sa mga binigay nating questions ay nasagutan niya ng maayos o kaya nakakuha siya ng perfect na sagot sa test na binigay natin. So, pwede natin silang exempt or exempted sila sa gagawing periodic test. So that is one example of giving positive reinforcement. So for the types of positive reinforcers, we have the natural reinforcers. So these natural reinforcers are those that occur directly as a result of the behavior. So anong example nito? For example, a girl studies hard, pays attention in class, and does her homework. As a result, she gets excellent grades. So ang isang halimbawa ng natural reinforcer ay ang isang bata na nag-aral na mabuti, nag-pay attention in class, nakikinig siyang palagi sa kanyang teacher, sa discussion sa loob ng classroom at ginagawa niyang kanyang homework. So syempre ang result nun ay magkakaroon siya ng excellent grades. So that is one of the example of natural reinforcer. Then we have also the token reinforcers. Ano naman ang token reinforcers? So these are points or tokens that are awarded for performing a certain actions. 'Di ba? Tayo magilig tayo nito. Magaling tayo dito lalo ng mga elementary teachers na once ang mga estudyante natin ay nag-perform well inside our classroom, pag may binigay tayo ng task at ginawa niya 'yun ng maayos at maganda, so we give them token reinforcers. So pwedeng in a form of toys, 'di ba, candies. So these tokens can then be exchanged for something of value. At kapag na-feel ng mga estudyante natin na appreciated yung kanilang ginagawa, ay yung paggawa ng ganong bagay ay nagko-continue at paulit-ulit nila yung gagawin. So, we have also letter C, the social reinforcers. Ano naman ang social reinforcers? So, this involve expressing approval of a behavior, such as a teacher, parent, or employer, saying or writing, good job or excellent work. So, kagaya ng sinabi ko sa inyo kanina na yung mga principal o time will come, baka someday ang ating course ay leading to become a principal or school head in the future. So, ito ang pwede natin gawin, the social reinforcer. So, kapag ang teacher natin or ang parent natin, may mga parent natin sa school ay nakagawa ng maganda or nag-display ng behavior na maganda, so let's not forget to praise them. Give them reinforcement like saying good job or excellent work sa kanilang mga ginagawa. So we have also the tangible reinforcers. Ano ang tangible reinforcers? So this involve the presentation of an actual physical rewards such as candy treats, toys, money, and other desired objects. So ito yon yung ginagawa natin palagi. Mayaman ito si teacher. May pabigay ng candy, minsan tinitreat natin sa mga contest kapag nanalo yung mga estudyante natin, ay tinitreats natin sila, kumakain sa labas, then we give them toys also, or money, or other desired objects. So, kung principal ka din, pwede rin itong gawin. Pwede mong ilabas ang mga teachers for a treat kapag may natapos kayong isang magandang task na naging maganda ang resulta. Ano po? So, when is positive reinforcement most effective? So, when it occurs immediately after the behavior, or when the reinforcement is presented enthusiastically and frequently. So, ang positive reinforcement, mas effective siya kapag nag-display ang isang bata, may nagawa ang isang bata, ang isang tao, ang isang teacher, may nagawa siyang maganda, ay ibigay mo agad ang reinforcement, ang positive reinforcement, or give immediately the reward after displaying the behavior. Kasi pag ganon, kumbaga hindi makapanis. At saka ang mahalaga dito, kapag nag-promise ka ng positive reinforcement in a form of reward, ay huwag mo yung kakalimutan kasi, 'di ba, karamihan sa atin lalo ng isang parent, minsan nagpa-promise tayo na Bibi, pag ganito, pag na-perfect mo or mataas ang nakuha mo sa exam, may award ka, you will receive 50 pesos. Tapos nakalimutan natin yun ibigay. So, next time na challenge ulit natin ang ating mga anak na ganun, ay hindi na nila yung gagawin. So, huwag kakalimutan at saka gawin agad immediately after the behavior. So, kapag ganon, kapag enthusiastically and frequently natin yung ginawa, ay magpapatuloy ang positive behavior na pinapakita ng isang bata o ng isang tao. So, let's come to the negative reinforcement. So, these are the examples. So, you leave your house early to avoid being late, or you clean up your mess in the kitchen to avoid in a fight with your roommate. So, when is negative reinforcement most effective? So, it is most effective when reinforces are presented immediately following a behavior. So, mas effective din ang negative reinforcement kagaya ng positive reinforcement kung ibibigay din immediately following a behavior. Then, what is punishment? So, punishment is a kind of stimulus that aims to decrease the strength in behavior due to its consequence. So, what are the kinds of punishment? We have this positive punishment. It involves presenting an unfavorable outcome or event following an undesirable behavior. So, punishment by application. So, example, wearing favorite dress to class but reprimanded by the teacher for violating the school's dress code. So, kung may isang batang pumasok sa klase, paborito niya yung damit pero hindi siguro kaaya-aya at it violates the school dress code, so bibigyan siya ng positive punishment. Bakit positive punishment? Kasi next time na mag-attend ulit ng klase ang isang bata, so kung nabigyan siya ng reprimand ni teacher, ay hindi niya na yun uulitin. So for the negative punishment naman, it involves taking something good or desirable away to reduce the occurrence of particular behavior or punishment by removal. So the example, so after getting low grades in her subjects because of spending more time in texting rather than studying, her mother takes her cell phone away. So sa akin, ginagawa ko din ito sa aking anak. So, nung makita ko na medyo affected ang kanyang marka, so I give negative punishment. So, kapag 10 o'clock, dapat nasa akin na ang kanyang cellphone, kukunin ko na yan para maiwasan ang paggamit ng cellphone, lalo na yung hating gabi na hawak pa nila ang kanilang mga cellphone para din maiwasan ang mag-spend more time in texting rather than studying. So, pwede natin yung gawin. That is one of negative punishment or punishment by removal. So, negative punishment is more effective if it immediately follows a response and it is applied consistently. So, kagaya na nga sinabi ko kanina, diba? Nung makita kong bumaba yung marka ng aking anak at alam ko na apektuhan yun dahil sa palagi niyang paggamit ng cellphone, minsan inaabot siya ng magdamag. So, I set a time na kailangan niya nang ibigay sa akin ang cellphone at 10 o'clock para maiwasan na magdamagan niya itong magamit. So, that is one of giving negative punishment. So, this is a punishment by removal. So, kinukuha ko yung cellphone para next time ay hindi niya na yun uulitin na magdamagan siyang maggamit ng kanyang cellphone na makakaapekto sa kanyang pag-aaral. So, what teachers do under this theory, under this behaviorism theory? So, give the learner immediate feedback. So, break down the task into small steps. Then, repeat the directions as many times as possible. So, kapag nagbibigay tayo ng direction, pwede nating ulit-ulitin at para maiwasan ang negative behavior na gawin ng isang tao, ng isang bata, o ng isang teacher. Then, work from the most simple to the most complex task. Ito ang pinakamahalaga, give positive reinforcement. So, china-challenge tayo ng theory na ito na always give positive reinforcement. And what is that positive reinforcement? Give rewards. Then Skinner believes that positive reinforcement or reward is more effective in changing behavior than punishment. So, and all of these are to be adjusted to be age appropriate. So, ito ay magbibigay pa rin tayo ng positive or negative reinforcement, depende pa rin sa edad ng isang tao. So, sa elementary, ang pinakamagandang positive reinforcement ang pagbibigay ng mga tangible reinforcers kagaya ng diniscuss ko. Tuwang-tuwa sila kapag nakakatanggap sila ng something like candies, like toys or treats, ilalabas sila ni teacher para pakainin. So, china-challenge tayo ng theory na ito na let us focus on giving positive reinforcements. So, what students do under this theory? Respond to reinforcement. So, mag-respond sila kapag positive reinforcement binigay natin, so i-continue nila yung behavior. Pero kapag negative reinforcement, ay pwedeng may removal or ma-refrain ang paggawa nila, ma-stop ang paggawa nila ng mga ganong behavior, di ba? So then pace themselves in an assignment to work from the most basic to the more complicated concepts. Then ask questions for more clarity in directions. Then ask for feedback. So behavioral theory in my own teaching. So anong magawa nitong theory na ito sa ating pagtuturo? So I think that the behavioral theory can be very useful in my own teaching. The first one, I can use reinforcement to encourage students to do their best work and to encourage improvement. Then I will try to avoid punishment unless absolutely necessary. So, kapag naman, 'di ba, may limitasyon din ang pagbibigay ng punishment. Kahit sa parents, may limitasyon din pagbigay ng punishment. Baka masobrahan din naman tayo. At same with as teachers, kasi meron na pating batas in giving punishment. So, let us limit din. Pero, yung mga punishment na alam natin na ikagaganda ng pag-uugali or ng behavior ng isang bata, ay gawin natin. So, I will clearly explain my expectations and have clear printed out and verbally explain directions to assignments. Then I will always be positive and let my students know that they can do it and can do it well. So ito naman pinakamaganda. Lagi lang tayong positibo at let our students, let our pupils malaman nila na kaya nilang gawin ang isang bagay at kaya pa nilang pagandahin ang paggawa ng isang bagay at kaya pa nilang pagandahin ang kanilang behavior. So, sa hamagitan ng binibigay nating reinforcement, it can be positive reinforcement or negative reinforcement. Pero sabi ko nga, ang theory na ito ay mas ini-encourage na let us always prioritize to give positive reinforcements. So, that's all for today. That is all about the behaviorism theory, about the B.F. Skinner stimulus response theory. So, thank you and God bless everyone. Thank you for giving your undivided attention during this discussion. Thank you.